afternoon, everyone, and welcome to DIY Crafts. Every Wednesday at 3:30, no longer 3 o'clock. So today we are going to be doing a pretty cool craft. We are going to be creating, are you ready? This awesome, cool, crafty string ball that you can use as decoration, just as is, plain Jane. If you make a bunch of them, various sizes, and hang them up at different degrees, it looks really cool. If you put a light in it, it looks even cooler. So what I have in here is just a fairy lights, and this is actually supposed to go on a wine bottle, but it fits perfectly inside the top and you can barely see it, so when you hang it, it looks really awesome. Or if you're not a fan of hanging it, what you can do is put it on a tabletop and it'll sit flat, and then that will be just your regular plain Jane decoration. They make these bottle lights in all different colors and also in changing colors. So this is what we're going to make today, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Are you ready? Alright, so here goes. Things you'll need: a balloon, or two, just in case you feel like your first one, because I've had that happen. You'll need either Elmer's glue or Mod Podge, and you'll need some type of string. Based on experience, the jute rope or hemp rope seems to work a lot better than your average yarn or your average plain Jane string, just because it's more durable and it actually holds more glue. And then you'll need gloves, because this is a really messy craft, believe it or not. So, once again, we're going to be making this really awesome globe. I'll leave it on down here, maybe over here, so you guys can actually see it. And then you're going to need a plate of some sort. So the plate, what you're going to do, you're going to take your plate and take your glue and just fill this plate up with a bunch of glue. Don't be shy. Go for gold here. Go for a lot of glue. So the more glue the merrier, because the glue is what's going to keep that ball of string as a ball forever and ever and ever, hopefully. So again, my ball of string. Turn the light off so you guys can get the hold of it. The only thing keeping this ball a ball is glue. Alright, so that's what we're going for here. So, my ball not roll. I'm going to take my gloves, put those on, because like I said, this is a pretty messy craft. And then I have my jute rope ready to go. I'm going to grab a pair of scissors just in case I actually have too much string, but I doubt that I do, so hold on. Okay, and then I have my balloon. So I'm going to go ahead and blow up the balloon the size of the ball I want. So depending on how much you want your ball to be, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. It's totally up to you. I'm going to go for just about this size. The size is just a little bit bigger than the ball that I have now. Another thing that you'll need is something to put your balloon on after it is waiting for it to dry. So I have with me a cup, red Solo cup, full of water, just so my cup doesn't flip over, and that way when I am done I can put my balloon on my cup of water and ta-da. Alright, so I'm going to keep my balloon there. I'm going to take my string and I'm going to just start saturating it in that glue. So I'm just running it through the glue. You can put a bunch of it all at once in the glue. That is totally up to you. I tend to do it as I go, otherwise I feel like I'm just going to make a big giant mess. Also, I've discovered that when I put the glue, all the string in the glue at once, I end up getting super tangled. So I'm going to do a little bit at a time here. So my glue is pretty well saturated. My string is pretty well saturated with glue here. And I'm just going to go ahead and start wrapping it around this balloon. It's easier if you hold it from the top and just start wrapping. And the more string you add, the cooler it's gonna look, but it is entirely up to you. You don't have to do a boatload of string. You can do a little bit, but as you'll see over here with my ball, I did use quite a lot of yarn, quite a lot of string, and it works actually really well. And also, the more you use, the sturdier it is. So I've watched other people do this in their own ways. They've done it with buttons. They've done it with craft leaves. You can do it with doilies. Pretty much anything that will soak up glue, you can put on a balloon to give you that nice balloon shape, or bowl shape rather. Some people that I've seen do this craft have actually put, they've watered down their glue. I have not had that work well for me, so I just use straight glue. Like I said, I've used Mod Podge and I've used Elmer's. Both of them seem to work really, really well. So the more, whatever you're in the mood for, really. And so we're just gonna keep wrapping it around here, keep moving the balloon, and just go with it. All right, so I'm just gonna keep soaking my jute rope in this glue I have here. If I run out of glue, I can always add more, and that seems to be the way that it's gonna happen. I deliberately didn't use, I'm using up an old roll of string, because I want to show you that if you run out of string, you can just add more. It doesn't matter, it's all going to work. So, I'm gonna grab a little bit more glue. And you're just gonna keep wrapping as much string around your balloon as you want. Said the more the merrier. So what I've seen people do with these is they've made a bunch of them all the same size. You can make them pretty big, you can make them pretty small. It doesn't really matter. I think it looks like we're actually, or can you guys see me? I cannot see you at all anymore, so I'm hoping that you guys can still see me. Anyone want to give me a thumbs up and let me know that you guys can still see me? Hopefully. Okay, well, I hope you guys can still see me. Alrighty here. So I'm just completely saturating my string here. And then I will check out the camera because it looks like you guys can't see me at all right now. Let's see. Hello, there we go. Okay, all right. So you can still see me. All right, cool. All right, so I'm just gonna keep wrapping my string around my balloon here. The more, the better. Go wild, go crazy, spin your balloon, wrap, keep wrapping. And I'm trying to get pretty close to the top here because I want mine not to have any weird gaps in it. So more string, more glue. I'm just gonna keep on going. Woo! Alrighty. Keep it up. Alright, so like I was saying before, I had some technical difficulties, or maybe I'm just totally not thinking straight. What people end up doing when they do this awesome craft is they'll make a bunch of them all the same size, and they'll buy string lights, and then they'll just put one of those really large string lights in each of these yarn balls, and then they'll put them on their porch, and it makes a really, really cool patio effect, especially if you do them in different colors. So if you do them in different colors, it makes your house pop, gives it that kind of fun summer look. But you don't have to put lights in them. I've also seen where you just make different sized balls of yarn like this, and then you hang them in different levels together, and you just kind of create almost like a macrame wall hanging, except it's not macrame at all because you're not tying any knots, you're just playing with string. So just keep wrapping it around until you get your string where you want it to be. All right, so I have completely gotten to the end of my string here, and all I'm going to do is tuck this under right here, leave this here, and I'm gonna go and grab another bit of string. I'm gonna show you doing it this way as well. So I can completely just saturate this string right here. Instead of doing it slowly like I have been, just make sure this is completely saturated in glue. And then this is the part that always seems to have the struggle, is I tend to get super tangled, especially using the jute rope. But I want to show you that you can do it two ways. As long as your rope is completely saturated in glue, you are good to go. So when I add another piece, I tend to like to tuck it under somewhere, just so I make sure that it stays. And then you're just gonna keep doing what you were doing before, and you're just gonna keep going around and hope that you don't get tangled. And you're just gonna keep going around. Ooh, my balloon's getting super slippery. So however you want to do this, you're just gonna keep letting that string go around your balloon until you are done. So like I said, I've seen people do this where they water down the glue. I've also seen people where they paint the balloon first with glue and then add the string and then paint it again. This seems to be, for me, the best way to do it, but to each their own. You can try it in many different ways as you want. But basically all you're going to do, once you have it where you want it, you are going to let this sit on your cup of water, let it dry. Once it's fully dry and cured, this string is going to be super, super hard, and it's going to make it so you can just pop the balloon. Or what you can do is, what happens is if you wait a few days, the balloon will pop on its own and it'll start to peel away from the string. And then what you're left with is just a fancy ball of yarn that you can put wherever you want, however you want. And like I said, if you add lights to it, it looks really, really cool. But it's entirely up to you how you want to use this. I do plan for myself to make a couple of these of various sizes. So now I have my little one, I have my big one, and I'm going to make one a little bit bigger. And I'm going to hang it so I have this one, and this one all at kind of a different degree of length. And then I'm just going to hang it from the ceiling, and it's just going to be my cool little accent corner piece, if you will. So if you decide that you do want to do this, make sure that you post up in the comments and show us how awesome you guys did. If you have alternate ideas or any suggestions, please also show us what you did, because we're intrigued. We want to know what you guys are doing at home, especially with all this home time that many of us have. So until next week, I will see you guys all next week on Wednesday. And if you do some crafty, fun stuff, make sure you post up and let us know what you've been up to. All right, until then.